Well, welcome to Eye on the City. It's wonderful to be here in Indian Nation Station, and we are going to just kind of walk around the room today and talk to folks and get a little idea of what has been happening with our local TV access station now that it has moved to Piqua High School. And I will say that I have been over here numerous times, and it's been exciting for me to watch our creative high school students, what they are putting forward for our TV station, and I wanted to bring that to our community so you could have some idea of how your TV station continues to work for you here in the community to promote all the good things that are happening here in Piqua. So I have with me Mr. A.J. Ganger, who is the station manager. And I thought to begin with just to talk a little bit about the transition, because for many of our citizens here in our community, they remember WOTVC, Channel 5. It had been around for many, many years. And just a little information about when the transition happened, how it happened, and just kind of how we got to where we are today.
All right, so the transition really happened, I would probably say, in October fully is when the transition completely happened. When I was hired in May, the station was still located, all the equipment was still located over at Edison, but all the equipment was still ran by Piqua City Schools. So it's been ran by Piqua City Schools for a couple years. Damian Skeens in the background here ran it for us. Before they hired me. It was just a little too much him teaching and trying to run a TV station full time. And so all the equipment was still over at Edison, and probably the beginning of November is when the equipment was all over here, fully over here at the high school. We have full access, full control over the electronics and the scheduler and what we put on the station, you know, what we do, and all the cameras and stuff like that have been over here for a couple years, so some of these kids have had the opportunity to use some of these cool cameras that you know you see the TV people use on a local basis. So they've gotten that experience, and it's just cool to be able to get newer equipment and show them this is how we schedule, and this is how we put stuff on the air.
Well, it's really neat, and I will say, when was the open house? I know the Chamber of Commerce had an open house here.
I believe the open house was in November as well. We opened the doors up for the entire community. Piqua Chamber of Commerce hosted a business after hours, and they came in, and we had some of the students here working. We showed some of our videos we were working on at the time that are now YouTube famous, and we also you know, we're showing them the capabilities we have, the new cameras, and introducing the community to the kids.
You know, and you know, it's interesting because you say YouTube famous, and I think for some of our viewers who may not be as familiar with YouTube, and you know, we have really brought this station into the 21st century and somewhat beyond with what we are doing now. And so, can you talk a little bit about when you produce things, how people can find them, other than just on TV on Channel 5? Yeah.
Well, obviously, you can find everything that we do on Channel 5. When we put things on Channel 5, it's not in HD quality, it's in an MPEG-2 because we're not streaming in HD on the channel yet. But you can also find it on our YouTube page. Just search Indian Nation Station, it'll pull up, you'll see our logo there, nice white, black lettering logo. You'll see it there, click on it, and you can go through all the videos. I mean, we've got all of our sporting events, we've got our Today in Piquas, we've got This is Piquas, we've got student work on there. We've got everything from, you know, sporting events to community events, and including the video I just made yesterday for Grow Piqua Now. You know, the balanced yoga thing. You were there, you know, getting some yoga in, and you know, so we go on there. Every time I post something on YouTube, I also post it on our Facebook page. So you can click on that link on our Facebook page, and it'll take you straight to YouTube, straight to that particular video that you're watching. And our Facebook page, again, is just the Indian Nation Station 5.
And I have shared that on my mayor's Facebook page as well, and my personal page, just to get that information out there. Because I think some people hear the word Indian Nation Station, and obviously you are focused, this is a school program, and you are focused on school activities as well, but it really is a portal to the Piqua community, and I think that's great for our citizens to know that we are still focusing on community events as well. Why don't you talk a little bit about, you mentioned that This is Piqua segments, and I know you've been doing those through the Chamber of Commerce, and then what was the one, the weekly updates? We were just looking at one.
Oh yeah, so we started a show called Today in Piqua. It's in conjunction with the Piqua Daily Call. We've worked through them to give us permission to use their articles and give, you know, how do I say it, give credit to those writers and Mike Ullery who've taken pictures to make this show where we take the newspaper articles and we put them in video form. Basically, us sitting on a green screen, reading you these, giving us some of our intake and things like that. And it's a show we've started doing. We film every Tuesday and Thursday. We put it up on the air every Tuesday and Thursday. So once it's filmed, it's up on the air. It's ready to go. People can watch it, and we're in the process right now. If you look behind us, he's probably editing that video we just shot probably about 20, 30 minutes ago.
Yeah. So. And I will say I walked in and they were in the middle of starting that editing process, and it was really interesting to me to listen to all the different things that you were highlighting.
Yes.
Really getting a handle on all the different things that are happening in our community and bringing that news and that information not only through the printed media, but through our TV and our YouTube channel as well. So excellent.
We normally choose around 6, 7 articles out of the paper from a specific day to highlight. And we also have some press releases that we do get from local community members about, for example, the Mills Brothers coming to town for the Piqua Dancing with the Stars that I realize you're not doing this year for some reason.
I did it the first year. That was a good thing. I did the inaugural one, and that's it. So.
But yeah, so we have to highlight some of those things just to help the people that support us out. But also we want to highlight some of those articles that people may not know about, like the Brian Downs thing that happened at Covington High School. We covered that, and some of the Edison events that are going on as well, and some of the sporting events too. I mean, yeah, we covered the sporting games, but right now we're in a process of we have to edit all these games together and lip dub over them because we don't have the manpower to actually commentate these things live like we do football. So right now it's a work in progress on that.
And I think about it, there's so many places to be, and with all the places that you already are, and you are one person.
Yes.
And this is a school activity, and these are school classes, so we have students that are here during the day, but many times they're working after school, so sometimes it's hard to pull some of those things together. But so for citizens who might want to share information on the station, they might want to make their own show for one reason or another. Can you explain a little bit about sponsorships and how they might be able to film things and then get them to you to put on the TV station?
So we have 3 packages for our sponsorship package, for sponsorships here at the Indian Nation Station. You can see those on the piqua.org website. You can go scroll down a little bit on the right side. There'll be our logo there, or you can go up to our community and go down to Indian Nation Station 5. From there, there's a tab on the left-hand screen that says pricing and sponsorship memberships, I think, too. I have 3 packages. One is $500, one's $1,000, and one's $1,500. And this gives you sponsorship for an entire year. I don't make you pay a sponsorship fee every single month, but there are monthly payment plans that you can do. I also have our church nonprofit organization packages on there as well. For the community and people out there to really take advantage of that. I really don't want to, overcharge anybody. Some people can say this organization charges too much to sponsor this one or that one, but I want people to come to me and say, hey, we would love to sponsor you. Here's the package, and the different packages, they give you different advantages. I mean, the highest one, which is $1,500, will do more events and shoot commercials for you, and you can provide us with commercials and things like that. We'll mention you on everything, put your logo up wherever you go. You can be the main sponsor for a show that somebody shoots. I mean, even this show right here. And the $500 one, obviously, will you get name mentions, you can get your logo up and things like that. Just they're just lower packages or wherever. And like we said, with the way that social media and everything else is going today, it's awesome to be able to sponsor because your name's going to be everywhere. It's not just going to be on Channel 5. It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on Facebook. It's going to be on Twitter. It's going to be on Instagram. Right. It's going to be everywhere. And that's what we're all about, promoting Piqua businesses. And that's why we do the This is Piqua shows, and that's why we do Today in Piqua. We want to promote Piqua's economy. And it's a struggling economy here in Piqua, but we're on an uptick. There's a lot more local businesses. There's a lot of people that are coming back to Piqua that are younger, my age, and we want to just help the community continue to do that.
And the This is Piqua segment, I know you've gone to some different businesses. Why don't you talk about some of the ones you've already done? Yeah,
so we have went out. Our first ever one was at 36 Skate Club, and it was during a school night where the entire Piqua City School staff was there, and Skeens interviewed the owner, Tina Philibom. She was very, very nice, very gracious. And we went there. That was our very first episode. I think our second one, we did Piqua Pizza Supply. I could be wrong. I think it was Sunset Meats, and then we went to Piqua Pizza Supply. So we've done 6 episodes so far. Like I said, 36 Skate Club, Piqua Pizza Supply, Sunset Meat Market. We have done Scottsdale, the Piqua Library, and just recently Janelle's Flowers. So we're looking to get out to Atlantis here soon to look at their t-shirt operation out there and maybe have them print us some t-shirts.
Yeah.
But you know, we're always looking for other local businesses that come in and help us, and just we want to help them get their name out there. I mean, a lot of people probably didn't know that there are more than one steel companies here in Piqua.
Exactly.
A lot of people just think, when you think of steel in Piqua, you think Miami Valley Steel. Well, this, you know, there was a family-owned steel company as well that is right as soon as you come into town from 25A that I actually used to work at, and we wanted to highlight them and really see what they do and make people knowledgeable that, you know, local family private businesses still grow and still help the Piqua economy.
They do, and I think it's important. It's important for our citizens to know what's going on in the city, and you know, through the TV station, through our YouTube channel. And if you do put something together and you put it out on YouTube, and I'm the person who has sponsored that, if I have a business, I can then take that YouTube link and I can share it in a variety of ways as well. So you know, it's one of the beauties about social media right now is the limits are endless, and I think what we are providing here at Indian Nation Station is the avenue to make the actual piece, and then it's up to all of us then to share and to retweet and to get it out there, and it just keeps going and going and going.
It does, and I mean, like everyone knows this. Once you put something on the internet, it's very hard for you to take it down and to be gone forever. So really, once you put something on there, it's going to be there forever.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, the beauty of technology in today. And I mean, you can watch these on your phone, your iPad, your computer. Heck, if you got a smart TV, you can pull YouTube up on your TV and watch it. So I mean, you can watch our programming just about anywhere in the world.
Yeah, and it amazes me. I have a 14-year-old son, and whenever he's looking for something, he goes to YouTube. You know, he's looking for videos and those types of music. Instead of, you know, just Googling music, he goes to YouTube to find the video and to find the song. So it is definitely something that is out there and is very marketable in a variety of ways for people. Well, a couple of other things that we're going to talk about, and you will see in the show today. I want to talk about some of the highlights of some of the best things that they've done, some of the really creative things that the students have put together. So we will get those edited into this show, so you'll be able to see some of them. Is there anything that comes to mind for you as you've worked with the students, some of the things that, you know, you might be really, you know, oh, they did a great job on this? Or
I think it's almost just about everything we do. Whether it be from the This Is Piqua episodes, I mean, Morgan Ford over there running camera right now. She's, you know, her and Mike Schubert, they've done a lot for us, editing and filming and making slides for the TV station, you know, calling businesses. They've called businesses and got businesses scheduled on our schedule, which is really cool to see them take advantage and do that on their downtime and when they're busy. One of the things I think is going to be really cool coming up is a documentary we're shooting right now, and that's going to probably be the coolest thing I think that these kids and I are going to be able to pull off.
Yeah, and I know a little bit about that documentary, and it's a little project we have, which you will hear more about, but it is a great way to market our city and to use the wonderful talent that we have here in Piqua to do that as well. One of the things that comes to mind for me, and I'm not sure if we can pull that up and put this into this episode, but I was here a year and a half ago. We were promoting, the superintendent of schools, Dwayne Thompson, and myself were promoting the 5K run that happens in conjunction with our run club and our cross-country team. And the high school students, the whole thing was about get off the couch. It was to get active and get off the couch. And I know that Indian Nation Station, they had gone out to the football stadium that day. They were out there with a couch. Somebody was on the couch. They were asleep. They were waking up. They were running around the track. So I just remember that was one of the first things I saw. And it was just really exciting to see just the mind of a high school student in order to promote that, which would have been very different than me. So, and it was very engaging. So I don't know if we could pull that up and show that, but there's a variety of things out there that have been really wonderful. So also we're gonna move to some interviews of some students that are working here at Indian Nation Station, taking the class and getting credit, but also learning a variety of things. So we will include that in our show as well. And just some future goals. So we will do that in our next couple segments. So, okay.
All right.
I have Morgan Ford here with me right now, and she is one of the seniors who has been active in Indian Nation Station. And I just wanted to talk with you a little bit about some of the things that you've learned and some of the things that you've enjoyed being part of this class and being part of, you know, really making this station what it is here in our community.
The program that I've been in since sophomore year has changed a lot. I started in Media 1. We were filming on the flip cameras and the iPads, and everyone's fussing and fighting over the one good camera that we had. It was always a struggle. I'd make sure I'd get in there before everyone, get the computer I wanted, get the camera I wanted, pick out the people I wanted to work with. And I remember fussing and fighting with Skeens all the time about me wanting to work with my friends, and he used to tell me it's not how it's going to be, because you don't always work well with your friends. And I learned that. Yep, he let me work with my friends. We made one little video together, and I wanted it done my way, but they wanted it done their way, so it didn't work out as well as I thought it was, and that just kind of proved his lesson. And then Media 2, we had the same equipment. We probably had I think we had the T5s. Everyone used to fight over those two. And then if you were the last one rolling in class, you got the Canon camcorder, and it's pretty bad quality, so. And then last year, I was in media marketing, and we made the school news, and I loved it. I loved being on camera, and I got used to just being able to say the announcements like that. I'd look at the paper, okay, I'm ready to go. And I loved making the announcements. I loved doing that. And I just really like being on camera. And I learned a lot from media, a lot.
Well, you know, it's interesting because you're talking about things you've learned that have absolutely nothing to do with media, but working with people and who to work with and who not to work with. And sometimes our closest friends may be our closest friends, but our work compadres may not be a good thing, you know, so that's really wonderful. You know, and also I'm hearing you talk about how you're fighting over the best equipment. So I'm thinking about in other classes here at Piqua High School, do you see students fighting over the best equipment in class at times? Or
No, just in here,
just
really.
Just in digital media. Wow.
Me and Mike fuss over the T7 all the time. Oh, I'm taking the T7. You get the T. Me and Mike fight over the tripods too. There's tripods that the blue tripod, we both like that one. But yeah, we've definitely have had the benefit of getting a lot of the new equipment. Maybe around November, December, we got a bunch of new equipment in, and it was like Christmas in here. We got the T7, we got the T6, we got new tripods, and it was literally like Christmas. I don't think any of the other students here at the school would be happy to get that type of stuff, but we were definitely in heaven when we got it.
Wow. Now, when you say, for those of people who don't know, the T6 and the T7, what does that mean? What does this new equipment mean that you can do now that you couldn't do before?
Well, we started out with the Canon T5i. It's not a bad camera. It's really not, but we still have two of those. We have two of the T5i's, and there's a short and a long lens for them, and that's what we started out with. That's what we used all last year. And then this year we got the T6i. The T6i it's kind of like the 5. I mean, it's been updated, like quality-wise. But and the T7i is the newest one that they have out. And with the T7i, you can get the app on your phone, the Canon app, and you can, because the camera gives off Wi-Fi, so you can connect to it on your phone, and it's kind of like a GoPro type thing. You can record from your phone, you can take pictures from your phone, and you can see, and it's like AirDrop. You can AirDrop the pictures from the camera right onto your phone.
Wow. It's amazing. We can almost do everything on our phones. Someday we're going to be able to make coffee with our phone. It's not there yet, but I think we will. So
yeah, the Canon T7i is definitely the nicest camera we have right now. It's very nice.
That's great. That's great.
You can zoom in. You can see like the pores on your face.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Wow, wow, wow. Well, don't do that today. Don't do that today. Well, so future-wise, Morgan, I know you're a senior, so we are in our last semester. Hard to believe.
Yep.
So what are your future plans? What are you thinking of doing?
I am going to Wright State University, and I am going to go into nursing. I'm wanting to get my RN and then get a job and hopefully get my debt paid off, because I know I'm going to be in lots of debt, and I'm going to go back to school to get my BSN.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for your help today to put our show together, because if it wasn't for Morgan, we would not have the show today. So appreciate your help. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, now I'm sitting here with Mike Schubert, who is a junior. You have one more year, obviously, here at Piqua High School. So why did you take this class to begin with? What was your reason for taking it?
Well, when I was in 8th grade, my brother told me that he took a class with computers, and it was like a digital design class. And when I was making my schedule, I saw Media 1, so I thought that's what he was talking about, and I took it. And when Mr. Skeens was just teaching, he just took over from Mr. Liker. And Mr. Liker, I don't want to talk down on him, but his class was kind of out of control. And Skeens was kind of still setting up the standards, setting the bar and everything. So he was a little stern. He was pretty firm with everything he said. And at first I kind of wanted to drop out because I didn't know how this was going to be. But after I was in his class for a little bit, he kind of saw his potential in me after doing a few projects, and now I'm just his right hand, I guess.
That's great. That's great. Well, some of the things that you've done that you've really enjoyed through Indian Nation Station, what are some of your favorite things?
Well, like what Morgan said, when we were doing digital media marketing, we were just making the news, and that was just, it was kind of the same, and it was easy to get the hang of, and that was pretty fun. But now that we're in this class, it's my junior year, we get to go out, we go on field trips, and we basically have to film out in the community, and that's really fun. And after I'm there, I know everything that we just recorded, and it's all in my head. So when I'm editing it, it's just really easy to put it together for me.
I've heard that you're a very good editor. That editing is one of the gifts that you have.
I mean, yeah, Mr. Skeens, he kind of showed me the way. He kind of started me, and after that, I just found out everything else. And now I teach AJ some things sometimes. When AJ came in, he didn't really know how to use the program that we edit with too much, so.
I used a different program in college.
Microsoft.
AJ used
No,
a
I
different
used
program,
Adobe
so
Premiere. Premiere's a lot harder than Final Cut.
he's under my wing now.
Well, you know, I think that's a really good point, and that's one of the things that's exciting for me is, you know, you guys have your hands on social media and the digital world in a way that some of us do not, and there are so many things that you can teach us, and so many things that you guys can bring to this this station and bring fresh eyes to it, because you know, that's what's going to move us into the 21st century and beyond. It really is. It really is. Any other things that you can reflect on? I know that you're only in 11th grade, but do you know what you want to do when you finish?
I think that after I graduate, I want to be a mechanical engineer. That's my I want that as my major, and I'm thinking about going to Wright State for engineering, and I definitely want to work somewhere in the automotive field, maybe in a manufacturing facility, manufacturing anything automotive, because my hobby is just cars.
Well, and I would say that some of the things that you're learning here, although that's not connected to digital media, but I think some of the technical skills and problem solving and those kind of things, I'm sure would go hand in hand with your future profession, definitely.
I mean, yeah, there's definitely a lot of things like in here. Like when things break, AJ and Skeens, they kind of ask me if I can fix them. Like, so I use a lot of my other skills in here, and I try to teach them what I know, and it's kind of like an exchange.
That's great. That's great. So I need to ask, so when you guys came in here before you had all this new great equipment and you were fighting over the equipment, who always won?
Well,
Morgan's saying she
sometimes
did.
Yep, I always win.
there would be one good camera at first, and there would be one good tripod. And basically, I just leave it up to Skeens, because if he wanted me to do something and he wanted me to make a good video, I tell him, if you want me to make a good video, I need a good camera and a good tripod. So it really just depended on the type of project. So if Skeens really wanted a really good video made, he'd give me the camera and give me the tripod.
Okay.
So
We weren't in the same media one.
yeah,
Oh, you were-
Morgan was
okay,
Morgan was maybe
okay.
fighting with their others.
Last year we were in the same media class.
When we first started going out on field trips, though, that's when we had 2 cameras, 2 tripods. She always got the good tripod and the good camera, so she kind of won there.
She won there. Well, she is the senior and you're the junior, so next year you can be in that senior role and you can take over. So anything when you've been shooting the This is Piqua segments, anything you've learned about the community you didn't know?
Well, I just learned how big the community is. Like the first time we went out and shot, it was at Eagles Ranch. I think that was our first field trip, or it might have been at the Bethany Center.
It was Eagles.
It was Eagles.
Yeah,
It was Eagles Wings, and we just had so many people come out. I didn't even know that many people were about the project. Like there were people from the bank coming, Mr. Messick came, Chip Hare came, and they were all just there to help with the project, and I was kind of surprised. I thought it would just be us and them.
So it's really opened your eyes to everything that's happening in the community. That's really exciting. And to me, I love that because it's connecting our schools and our community in such a different way, in such a new way, and not only bringing our community to our schools, but bringing our schools out into the community as well. So excellent stuff. Okay.
The tagline is for the Indian Nation Station is bridging the gap between schools and community.
Yeah.
I like our tagline that we
I
use.
like that.
Yeah,
Bridging the gap between our schools and our community. Fabulous.
that's him.
Fabulous.
That's all him right there.
Excellent,
He used to be
excellent.
an English
He's
teacher.
kind of like the wizard, and in the Wizard of Oz, he's the one behind the curtain doing
He's
everything.
Gandalf.
Although the curtain is open and we can see it all, so excellent. All right. Well,
Shout
thank
out
you.
Mr. Skeens.
Yeah. Shout out to Mr. Skeens. That's right. I think we're going to walk around and we're going to look at what we have here because this building. I was in this room when the transition was beginning, and it definitely is different than it was back then. But I think about, where we have come in digital media over the past years, and you guys have really had to do a lot of work to get it up to where it is today. So we're going to walk around, talk about the building. We do want to give a huge shout out to Miami County Foundation because there was a grant that was written to help to bring some of the equipment up to par with what we need. So let's just walk around and get an idea of what we have here. Okay, well, tell me a little bit about this piece of equipment down here. What'd you call it?
This is the leaf. This is the leaf blower camera. As you can see, it's very big. And when we first got all of the equipment from the old station, we had to check it in. And I saw this big old thing sitting over there, and it just reminds me of a leaf blower. And it sits up on your shoulder like this, like you're a newscaster.
And
Get
the
everything.
reality, for many people don't know, people don't use these anymore, do they?
No, I mean you'll see them at sporting events sometimes, but no, that's too much. Like we have our little cannons, and you can just put it around your neck. I don't think you want this hanging from your
I
neck.
was gonna say, put it around your neck and go. Yeah, that thing's heavy, especially if you got to carry it around. So,
Last year we started out in the small room. I think it was room like 126 or something like that. I think that's what the room was. It's now the ASL room, and it was very small. If we wanted to use this green screen, we had this little metal thing, and you'd throw the cloth over it, and you'd have to tell, watch out, the green screen's up. It was very small. It was a small room. So then maybe middle of the year, they told us that we were going to move down to the 500 wing, and we came down here, and there's it used to be a wood workshop in here. There's 2 tables that would sit right here, and it was a big old wood top table like that thick, and then it sat on these little metal green pieces, like little drawers, and they had, what's the name of those things? Vice. Yeah.
oh, vice grips. Yeah.
Yep, they had those on there, and you'd always hit your knees on them and stuff when you'd sit there. And then there's a sink over here.
I remember the sink. The sink.
The sink was right there. We used to wash our hands and stuff in there, wash the coffee cups that we'd use. And the room was really just a mess. There was stuff that would chip and drip from that wall over there. And the ceiling was really high, so every time you'd film something, it'd echo really bad. And there was a really loud buzzing because we had warehouse-looking lights in here. So every time you'd make a video, you'd have to go into the audio enhancer and try to get rid of the buzz. You hear bzzz in every video. And then these rooms still haven't been redone.
Well, and
You
some of
can
those
still see
rooms
the
are holding old equipment that really is old equipment. And,
yeah, you can still see the dirty floors in there and stuff.
Well, and I think one of the neat things that I think about is the green screen and what the green screen enables us to do.
Yeah.
So and I jokingly say with the green screen you can go anywhere you want to, which is pretty cool. I mean, you stand in front of that green screen and you can be. I mean, it's kind of dreary and gross outside. If I wanted to be in Hawaii, I could stand in front of that green screen and I could be in Hawaii, which is pretty cool. So what it enables us to do,
That room over there used to be orange. The office in there used to be orange. And there's this phone that used to sit up on the wall. and we'd all play around with it. It still had a cord and everything on it. It was
Oh, it was an old style phone?
Yep, it had
Rotary
little-
dial?
Yep.
You're like, okay, I don't know what this is. It's called a
It
rotary
used
dial
to sit
phone.
right up there by the
Oh
poster.
my gosh.
And eventually, Skeens ripped it off, like ripped the phone off the little
Wow.
set.
Wow.
There's 2 classes usually, because Riker's class is in here sometimes, like Media 1, Media 2. Riker's class usually works out there on those computers, and then Skeens' class, if they can fit in here, they'll work in here. But this is where me and Mike and Caden and Gavin, this is where we all work.
Well, and I'm looking at this. This is looks like a storyboard for something or information about putting something together,
Yeah.
storytelling and
That's
the,
usually,
yeah, the gift of listening are critical skills for young people. Wow. Yeah, that's very true.
So we have these Tascam recorders now that's actually pick up your guys' audio right now. And the first project of this second semester for Media 2 was creating a story just using audio and not using video, using sound effects and using your voice and things like that. So that was like the first project he had him do.
and then this is Skeens teaching us how to work on Final Cut Pro. Well, not us. He's probably teaching the Media 1, Media 2 class.
Like editing and those kind of things. Yeah.
Showing us where everything.
Should look like kind of thing.
Yep. Usually, if we have, we used to put the
Pull up Final Cut.
this is Piqua up here, like people that we were gonna call when we were gonna film.
Okay.
But he does that in his office now. And then we got these little papers over here. Because Skeens can't always just drop everything and come help us. So these are like the commands for
Okay.
Final Cut Pro if you need
Okay.
something.
How to edit and everything. Okay.
Just kind of set them there.
Right,
This
what-
is my computer.
That's your computer.
Yep.
That's the one that you fight over, right?
Yep.
Okay, so this is to encourage people how to upload their photos and their baby pictures. Okay.
Yeah. You want to drop those there and title them first and last name, senior. And you want to title your baby photos first and last name, senior. See, that'll kind of get like the kids' attention.
Pro tip, don't use photos from social media. The resolution is not high. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah, people will try to get pictures from like Facebook.
Uh-huh. Well, that's right, because the resolution isn't as high
Yeah.
with those. So that's basically an information commercial for
The news.
the news. Okay. Wow. Excellent. Thank you for showing. What's your name?
Caden?
Caden. Hi, Kazy Hinds. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you
Yeah,
too.
you're a senior?
Yeah.
What are you going to do next? What's your plans?
Well, I'm going to college at the University of Northwestern Ohio,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to do like some graphic design type stuff there, and I'm signing for their soccer team.
Excellent. So this class has been very helpful for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, so I think it's really going to help me progress and like set me up for some success in college. I'm
Cool.
kind of excited to go to college with this.
So this room, when there's concession stands for the basketball games and everything,
Is this where
this
everything's
is funny.
made?
Yep. There used to be a cooler here, a cooler there. There used to be a printer that would sit over here. That was a printer that's now down in that other room. There's just a bunch of stuff thrown in here.
So it's
tables.
basically a closet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then AJ's room used to be the Indian Outfitters. So if you come to school, you wear something inappropriate and someone can't bring you clothes, you'd go over there and pick out something different to wear. Or if you needed clothes, you needed help, like your parents couldn't buy you clothes or something, you'd go over there and get something. That used to be his office.
So that's somewhere else in the school now. That still is here, the Indian Outfitters. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It was Mrs. Hinds's class. They would like take
A
care
different
of
Mrs.
it.
Hinds, right?
Yep. She would take care of it. Her students would go in there, organize it. If they wanted to put new stuff in there, they could. And there's like a list that like they'd go in there and they'd like check like inventory type stuff. Yep, that was AJ's office.
Okay. Well, it's amazing how this whole room has transformed into what we need for digital media.
So this is our green screen room. We still have the high ceilings, like how the classroom used to be. And we kind of got tired of using the sheet all the time. So one day Skeens came in here. He had a bucket of paint, some paint brushes, and he'd tell, well, get to work. And Bridget would work on that wall, someone else would work on this wall, and someone else would work on that wall. And it was very poorly painted. You'd go on Final Cut Pro and you'd go to put the keyer on there, to mask out the green, and you'd have to take the samples because there's like little you can tell where there's still white spots on the wall and everything.
But at the same time, I think as teachers, many times you have to be creative with what you have, and teachers have to make the best of what they have. So, you know, luckily enough, we've moved to what it is now, but sometimes you just have to figure out and put it together. And, you know, as he said, this is definitely his passion, and I think the nice thing about Mr. Skeens and Mr. Ganger is this is their passion. They love doing this. They love working with the students, and they're going to do whatever they can to make this be a success and have the students learn. So
that's what these are. They're kind of makeshift because we still have the high ceilings in here. These kind of reduce the sound and echoing, so Skeens put these around. I never really thought they worked, but they definitely do. I was like, why are these in here? They used to just set up, and I was like, what are you making, like a board or something? And he said, no, they reduce the sound. I'm like, no, they don't. And they really do. They really do work.
Yeah. You know, I have to tell you, as I'm sitting here with you and I'm thinking about when I was in high school, and I'm thinking about teachers that were really meaningful to me. My choral teacher, Mr. Bradley, very much like Mr. Westfall here. Mr. Bradley I was with all 4 years of high school, and he definitely was one of my mentors and somebody that I really looked up to and continue to be connected to many years after high school. So it'll be interesting down the line as you continue to move on, but the connection I think that you've made with your teachers here really is special. And you know, I have to give a huge shout out to our teachers, and especially the teachers that we are, you know, working with today, but teachers here in our whole school system that give of their time, give of their energy, and go over and beyond in the classroom, similar to what Mr. Skeens did in here, trying to make this work. Many of our teachers do this on a day-to-day level basis, and we are very lucky to have the teachers we have here in Piqua City Schools. So.
Yeah, I look up to Skeens a lot. Skeens has helped me with so much, not only in this class, but if I'm having a problem or a bad day, he talks to me about it. I really value Skeens, and I value AJ too. When AJ first came here, I mean, I've been with Skeens since my sophomore year, his first year here, and I was going to drop the media class because he was stern, and I was like, I don't know about this, because I took the class thinking Liker was still going to be here, and from what I was hearing, my freshman year into my sophomore year was like, oh, take Liker's class. You don't have study halls here at school. His class is pretty much like a study hall. I was like, okay. So I took it, and I walk in, and I'm like, that is not Liker.
That's not Liker.
Someone set me up, and I was thinking about dropping media, and I was like, you know what, I'm actually going to give it a chance because it sounded cool working with the camera, making your own videos, and I loved it, and I still do love it. And I would do something like this in college, but nursing definitely.
Yeah, but this is going to set you up for that, and you will always reach back to that. And I think, you know, the point here made is, you know, teachers do so much more than teach our students. They really do.
That's the same with AJ. AJ, when I walked in here first day of school, I remember Skeens telling us last year, you guys have to calm down a little bit. We're gonna have a new person in here. And I was like, oh God, great. So I walk in here my first day, and I remember seeing AJ sitting in there. Kind of avoided him a little bit. Didn't really want to talk to him.
Well, you didn't know him.
Yeah,
you know?
I didn't know him, and I'm used to Skeens, and I really do like AJ. AJ is awesome. He's an awesome person. And he does a lot for me and Mike, a lot. He buys us lunch all the time when we're starving. He brings in snacks. We go in there, bottom left drawer, there's some snacks. You need some snacks. Yeah, and we're still learning from Skeens, and Skeens is still teaching us students, but we're learning from AJ as well.
Well, and you're also teaching them as well. It's a mutual effort, which I think is really exciting.
Skeens is teaching AJ, we're teaching AJ, and they're teaching us.
Yeah. Well, Morgan, thank you very much. Thank you to everyone today. This has been a great first edition with our new TV station, Indian Nation Station of Eye on the City. This is Kazy Hinds again, your mayor, and I look forward to more episodes just to look at our city and all the wonderful things that are happening. Thanks, and have a great day.